comfortable seat to begin with, but you know, as always, if sitting isn't suiting you today, you can always lie down. We won't be very long. We're going to get right into it quite quickly this morning. But yeah, just get comfortable as you are, adding any props underneath you if you need to, just for maybe 3 minutes here. Just taking a moment there to see how you're feeling. Kind of scan through your body and notice if you're carrying some tension around with you. Especially if you've been kind of working at a makeshift desk, if you're carrying some discomfort around in the neck, the shoulders, this area, the back, from perhaps not being ergonomically set up. But just let your attention scan from your head down to your toes and maybe back up the body again. Just looking at anywhere that you might be kind of needing a little bit of softening or opening or stretching today. And then let your eyes look up. So your head doesn't need to move, but just let your eyes look up towards the ceiling. And then let your eyes look down towards the ground. And take your eyes to the center and go to the right and the left. And then do each corner. So go up to the left and down to the right, up to the right and down to the left. And just do that whole circuit one more time. Just allowing the eyes to move around. And then softly focus them on one point or allow them to close over. See if you can lift a little bit taller if you're sitting, or maybe stretch a little bit longer if you're lying down. Just creating a bit of length in the torso. And then take your attention to your breath. Notice the quality of your breathing this morning. Noticing here as well the presence of any stress, strain, tension. And then on your next inhalation, count in your own head your breath as it comes in. Let your exhalation simply follow. Counting that next breath again as it comes in. And exhale fully. One more time, count the breath as it comes in. And let the exhale follow. If one of those numbers was bigger than the others, you're going to use that number for the next 5 cycles of breath. Use that same number to inhale and to exhale. So you're creating this even balanced breath 5 times. Just do that at your own pace. So you're not necessarily creating the deepest breath you can breathe, but rather creating what feels like an easy, balanced breath, maybe one that you can use through this entire practice. Good. And after that next exhale, if you are lying down, I'll just invite you to sit up. And just begin some movement by kind of like what you did with your eyes, moving the head side to side, moving the head up and down, and maybe taking some small circles. Just noticing where in your neck you might need a little bit of attention or care. Good. And we're going to start to move a little bit more dynamically. So we're going to take the right hand down to the floor. Have a look down at your hand as you place it there. Spread wide through your fingers so you're stretching the fingers and push into them. Let the elbow bend and take the other arm up and over. Moving into a side stretch here. Just one full breath in and out. Lift up. Place the left hand down. Same thing, mindfully placing it so that you're actually stretching the fingers. Bend the elbow and take the other arm up and over. Beginning to untether the ribs from the side waist here. Back up, and now we're just going side to side. Taking a breath to move over and then switching it to the other side. Back and forth a few times here. Once more on each side. Good. And then coming back to center, we're going to inhale and reach the arms up, join the palms, exhale and take the hands down. 2 more times. Tune into how this is feeling in your shoulders as you do that. 1 more time. Good. Lifting the arms back up. Inhale. Turning to your left as you exhale, come into your twist. Just for a breath, hold the twist. So you're not muscling into it, just being with the body as it is right now. Inhale, come back to center, lift the arms up. Exhale, twist the other way, not striving, just noticing. 1 breath here. Inhale, take it back to center, reach up. Exhale, take the hands out in front of you to the ground. If you're cross-legged, just note what shin is in front. We'll do this again with the other leg in front in a moment. If you're not cross-legged, don't worry about it. Hands come out in front of you. Be soft here as you come up against resistance in your body, and that might be in your hips, that might be in your lumbar spine, that might be in your hamstrings if your legs are out in front of you. So you're not trying to find here your deepest forward bend. Kind of just using this gentle forward bend to notice what you're carrying around with you in your back body. Maybe the weight of your head can drop towards the floor for this last breath. Good. Then we're going to come up from there. And if you are cross-legged, we're just going to switch the crossing of the legs. Good. Inhale and circle the arms around, join the palms, and exhale, take them down. 2 more times with your cycle of breath, inhaling to reach up, exhaling to take that back down, and once more. Getting in touch with your own breath, with your own rhythms. We're going to take the right hand down to the floor, spread the fingers, reach the other arm up and over. Holding that side stretch this time, we'll have 3 breaths here. So getting into this side body here, as I said before, sort of untethering the ribs from the waist, and the waist here a little bit from the hip bone. Inhale, take it over the other way as you exhale, reach and stretch. 3 breaths here. Take your time to open up, create space there for a more easy breath, perhaps. Good. Taking it back up to center. Inhale, reach up with both arms. Exhale, this time turn first to your right, coming into your twist, and we'll hold the twist this time. A few breaths here. Feel the body as it is right now, noticing as you warm up if things start to shift a little bit, where there might be some restrictions in your movement this morning, where those movements happen with ease. On your next inhale, reaching back up at center. Exhale to twist the other way. Good. Coming back to center. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale that same forward fold. Taking a few breaths here. Again, stay soft as you can as you meet resistance coming forward here. Notice where that is. Imagine that you can direct the breath into those places that feel particularly tight or tense or closed off. The weight of the head can drop towards the ground to release the back of your neck. And as you do that, maybe tune into the hinges of your jaw and soften. The space between your eyebrows and soften. Good. And then take your time to roll yourself up from there. And we'll come up off of our seat and come onto hands and knees. And just briefly here, pausing on your hands and knees, have a look down towards the hands like you did for your side stretch. Spread nice and wide through your fingers, pushing all of your knuckles down to the floor. So not only are you grounding your hands, but you're getting a stretch through the hands, the fingers. Then look back at your knees, make sure they're about hip distance apart, and tuck your toes behind you. Inhale and push your hips back towards your heels. Exhale, come forward, enough where you start to feel a stretch in the back of your wrists, or the front of your wrists. Inhale, come back, and exhale, come forward. Reach back with your hips one more time, stretching out through your feet. And one more time, come forward, giving the wrists a little bit of a stretch. And then back to center so your hips are over top of your knees. Take the knees up and off the floor. Let your head drop. So in this first downward dog, stay soft. Try not to harden into what feels like the perfect alignment. Just let the body be soft, maybe paddling out the legs. Allowing the head to shift around. Keeping it easeful. Good. Taking one more full breath in and out. And then dropping the knees down onto the ground. And as you drop down, take an inhalation and lift up through your tailbone and your chest. Exhale, push the floor away, round your spine. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, reach back with your right leg, forward with your left arm. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hand and knee back down. Inhale and then reach back through the left leg and the right arm. One breath here. Releasing the hand and the knee back down. Tuck the toes, shift the hips towards the heels, and then take the knees up off the ground. Let your head drop down. Keep it soft. Couple of breaths in your downward dog. Noticing how things are feeling in the hamstrings, the spine, the shoulders. Good. One more time, that same little sequence. Inhaling, and as you exhale, drop the knees down. On your inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the chest into cow pose. Exhale, round the spine into cat pose. Inhale, come back to center. Extending right leg, left arm. Have a breath here. Releasing hand and knee back down. And as you're ready, other side. Tune into your center. Use it for support. Taking hand and knee back down. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, softly lifting the knees, downward facing dog. In your downward dog, swivel your heels both over to the right. Let the right knee maybe bend in front of the left knee and gently push into your outer left hip. Inhale, swivel the heels around the other way. Left knee might bend in front of the right leg as you gently push out through your right hip. Swivel it back to center. Inhale. Walk your hands forward one big step and take your shoulders over top of your wrists so you're in a plank position. Maybe your knees stay off the ground, maybe they lower down. On your next exhale, bring yourself all the way down to your belly. Slide your arms down alongside your body. Keep the back of your neck soft so you're looking down towards the ground. Connect with the muscles of your center and then lift up head, shoulders, arms, maybe feet. Pausing in your locust pose. Noticing the muscles along the spine working to lift you here. And as you release, take your hands under your shoulders. Push up to your knees and situate your knees for child's pose. Sitting hips back towards heels. Forehead comes down to the ground. Or to rest maybe on your hands. Give your head something to rest on. Settle the nervous system by resting the head on something. Tune back into your breath. Maybe you can come back to that original rhythm that you created in your breathing right when you were starting in your seat. Let's take 2 more breaths in child's pose. Tuning into how you're feeling right now. Maybe what you might need from the rest of this practice. Good. Taking yourself up from child's pose. Back to an all fours where your knees are under your hips. And we're going to come back up into downward facing dog, but making that a really short downward dog. So your hands will walk back maybe a little bit closer to your feet, or your feet might walk up towards your hands. We're going to take the right hand and reach it underneath you for the left leg. So if you can't quite reach, just make it even a little bit shorter. Knees might be deeply bent or a little bit straighter. So you're taking your downward dog into a twist. The right hand comes over onto the left leg, anywhere from foot up to hip, wherever you can hold on. Let your head hang down and maybe turn and look underneath your left arm. Noticing the stretch in your side body, your upper back as you gently tug on your leg. One more breath here. Releasing the right hand down. If your left wrist is sore at all, give it a good shake. And then take the left hand, cross it underneath the body, reaching for your right leg, anywhere along your right leg. Finding that same twist on the second side. Noticing the parts of your back body that are stretching the side body. Let the head hang so that your neck isn't straining. And on your exhale, releasing the hand down. Continue to walk your hands back to your legs. And then find a half forward fold. So you're lifting up, maybe resting the hands along your legs. Keeping the back of your neck soft. So keeping a focus today a little bit on not straining the neck. So taking variations on these shapes where your neck can stay soft. Full breath in and out. Another breath in. Finding a variation on a standing forward fold. If you're not there already, maybe your head drops, maybe your arms dangle, or you move your hands down your legs. Give yourself another couple breaths here. Great. Take your time to roll your way all the way up to stand. Good. Coming to stand in a comfortable mountain pose so your feet feel stable, your legs feel strong, your spine is lifted, your shoulders are soft, your gaze is soft. The jaw is unhinged. Like we did from sitting, we're just going to move the arms one time. Inhale, reach the arms up just to get into sync with your breath. Exhale, take them back down. Good. Now we're going to lift the arms up and keep them up. You can have hands together or apart. Ground down through your feet, lift back up through the top of your head. Take a breath here, noticing the movement or the expansion in the rib cage. As you exhale, drop your left hand to your waist or to your leg and reach over with the right arm. Again here, we're unhinging, untethering ribs from waist, waist from hip, and now hip from thigh bone. Inhale, take it back up. Both arms reach up. Exhale here. Inhale again. Notice that expansion in your rib cage. Exhale, drop the left arm down. Reach the right arm over. Notice that stretch. Rib cage, waist, hip to thigh. Good. Take it back up. Inhale. And as you exhale, forward bend. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down and step or slide your right foot back. Bring your right knee down onto the floor. As you come up onto your right knee, if it doesn't hurt your shoulders, we're going to take the arms back to give the shoulders a good stretch. And then up and around alongside your ears. Lunging into your left knee, draw back at the same time at your navel, trying to avoid a big dip in the low back here. One more breath in, and then release. Your hands will frame your front foot, and your front foot will slide back. You're coming into downward facing dog. Take a full cycle of breath here, keeping relatively soft in your downward dogs. Right leg's going to lift up into the air behind you. Take your time to bring that leg forward so the knee might come under the belly. And then notice where you step your foot to. And then maybe if it hasn't come between your hands, you help it between your hands and drop your left knee to the ground. As you come up again, perhaps the arms can circle around. If that doesn't work for you, maybe hands to shoulders. Just circle the shoulders once and then bring the arms up. Exhale, you're lunging forward, drawing back gently at the navel, keeping long down through the tailbone. Stretching the front of your left hip. Have another inhalation. And we'll release the hands down. Again, either side of that front foot. This time the back foot comes forward. Doesn't matter how that happens. You might slide it. You might tuck the toes and begin to take baby steps. Back foot steps up to the front foot. And as you arrive, take yourself up about halfway. Exhale, fold back down. As you rise up, bringing the arms back up overhead. We're going to take those side stretches each time. Exhale, drop your right hand, reach your left arm over. Inhale, take it back to center and over the other way. Coming back up, both arms reach up. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Fold down, plant the hands, left foot steps back so your knee can touch the floor. Inhale, again, we circle back through the arms or the elbows and reach up and overhead. Exhale, lunging forward. Breathing in and out, reaching up as if you can take your spine and lift it right up out of your pelvis. Exhale, release the hands down. Step or slide your front foot back, coming into downward facing dog. One easy cycle of breath. Left leg lifts up behind you. Take your time to bend that knee and carry that leg forward, helping the foot to arrive between the hands and dropping the back knee to the ground. Reaching around and up with the arms as you lift to your low lunge. Have a few breaths here. Notice the stretch in the front of that right hip. And on your next exhalation, release the hands. Take your time to bring your back foot forward to your front foot. Inhale and lift halfway up. Exhale and fold it back down. Feel your feet grounded and soften your knees as you rise back up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand, reach over with the left. Inhale, take it back to center. And exhale over the other way. This time, come back up to center, join your palms, and exhale, take them down. Pausing here with your thumbs against your sternum. Soft with your eyes, unhinge your jaw. Take the wrinkles out of your forehead and just soften all the muscles in your face. Find a steady, balanced breath. And inhale and lift your breath up into your thumbs. So you're almost lifting your chest up. And as you exhale, release your hands down. And then inhale, circle around again, reaching up. Exhale and fold. So we'll go through a similar sequence. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the hands down and step your right foot back, bringing the right knee to the ground. Let's lift up into that lunge again. Lunging into your left knee. Inhale as you ground through your front foot and your back knee. Reach up through the crown of your head. Keep that length in your spine as you come forward now. Right hand to the floor, left hand into a twist. Reaching up with the left hand or keeping the hand at your knee or waist. One more breath here. As you release that, if your arm is lifted, reach back with the left arm so you make a big circle and then plant it on the outside of your left foot. Tuck your back toes. Begin to lift the knee and the hips and slide your front foot back. You arrived in downward dog. Easy breath here. We'll have a few breaths. So if you need a break at this stage, go ahead and drop your knees and come into child's pose. Good, and if you've chosen child's pose, making your way up so that we can, from downward dog, lift the right leg up behind. Same as before, take your time to bend the knee under the body. You might shift your shoulders forward and step that foot between the hands as you drop the back knee to the ground. Inhale, lifting up, circle the arms around. Exhale into your lunge. See if you can create a longer spine here. So you're grounding what's on the floor, gently lifting at your center. Keep that lift even as you reach forward. Left hand touches down. Right hand comes to the knee, the waist, or to the ceiling. One more breath here. Then the right arm reaches back if it's lifted towards the back of your mat and around in a big circle outside of the right foot. Back foot comes forward. Step or walk or slide that foot up to the front. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Forward bend. Exhale. Take your time working your way back up to stand, reaching up and overhead. On an exhale, drop the right hand, side stretch. Coming back up on an inhale. Dropping over the other way as you exhale. Good. Lifting back up to center, same sequence, second round. Exhale to fold. Inhale, long spine, lift up and lengthen. Touch down with the hands. Step the left foot back and bring your left knee to the floor. Push into the front foot, hug back at your belly as you lift up, circling the arms around. Exhale, lunge. The pelvis and hips shift forward and down. Ground through what's on the floor. Get taller in your spine. Keep that length even as you reach forward, planting the left hand, right hand into a twist. Notice the rhythm of your breath. If it's feeling strained or difficult, feel free to stop and pause to gather your breath again. Reach the right hand towards the back of the mat, circle it around, plant it outside of the right foot. Lift the hips a bit and slide that right foot back. Downward facing dog. We've got a few cycles of breath here, so if you prefer child's pose, great time to take rest. Feel free to drop down and have your few breaths in child's pose. Reconnect, regather your breath. Smooth it, even it. Last breath here. Finding your way to down dog if you're not there. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, shifting forward to plant that foot between the hands, dropping the right knee down. Push into the front foot, the back knee, hug back at your navel as you lift up. Exhale into your lunge. Grounded yet lifted through the spine, even as you reach forward, right hand to floor, left arm into a twist. One more breath in your twist. Reaching, if the top arm has lifted, back towards the back of your mat. Circle that arm around, plant the hand, back foot steps forward. Lift up halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Inhale, rise up to stand. Take your time and then lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, side stretch the other way. Back to center. Inhale, join the palms. Exhale, take the hands back down. This time, release the hands. Take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Soften the eyes and pause. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Feel your feet on the ground and lift up through the crown of your head. Good. Let the arms drop down. So we'll do one more sequence. Back at the top of your mat, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale to fold it down. Inhale, lift up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold it back down. Two more times, that same movement. Simply lift up halfway and exhale, fold back down. Lift up and fold. Plant the hands and walk the feet back to a plank position. Let your shoulders come over top of your wrists, knees up or on the floor. Connect at your center. Keep lifting at your belly and then lower down, all the way down to the ground. Take the arms down alongside your body as we did before. Soften the back of your neck. Inhale, connect at your center and find your back bend, holding there. If holding is a little bit too strong today, you might lower on the exhale and lift back up on the inhale. See if you can keep the strain out of your neck and your jaw. Good, and then releasing to take the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift up and shift your hips back so you're in child's pose. And then walk the hands over to the right. So again, we're in the side body here. Bend the right elbow and reach the left arm forward. Good, walk the hands all the way the other way. Bend the left elbow and reach the right hand forward. Good. Walking the hands forward again. We're coming up from there and finding downward dog. We're not going to stay in downward dog. We're going to change your shape quite quickly from there, but finding your downward dog, let the head drop down. Inhale, the right leg lifts up behind you. Exhale, step that foot forward. Going to come up from there as if you're coming up into a high lunge. So you're on the ball of your back foot. Your front knee is gently bent. We're not going to stay here either. We're taking the front foot forward. The back foot forward. We're going to place the ankle on the front thigh. So if you remember pigeon pose that we often do from the floor, we're going to do that from standing. So as you come forward, your foot comes up and you're placing your ankle onto your bent knee or just above your bent knee. So this is a balancing pose as well as a hip opener. You might need to shift the ankle up a little bit higher because we're going to be bending the standing leg. Hands can be at your waist, in front of your chest, or like you do in chair pose, they might come forward or lift up. That's feeling a bit strong today. Tree pose is a great alternative. So either way, you're opening the hip externally. You might be getting more of a stretch if you're bending your knee, your standing leg, and leaning into that a bit. Perhaps the hands rest on that front leg, that front shin. Let's have one more breath in this standing pigeon pose. Then we're going to come up from there. Maybe take the hands in front of your chest, join the palms. Lift that left knee up. And then we're going to take it into a warrior three. So the left leg begins to extend back behind you. Find your center. Use it here for support. And then take that foot back down. Hands to the floor. Front foot slides back. Downward facing dog. Big full breath in. Nice long breath out. One more time. Big full breath in. Nice long breath out. Same thing, second side. Left leg lifts up behind you. Bring that foot forward. Both knees are bent to support you up to stand. Back foot's going to come forward, ankle to knee. So you're placing the ankle just above the knee, or you're coming into tree pose. Find your variation. Maybe fix your gaze on something in front of you for balance. Find a position for your hands that suits you. Tune into what you're feeling in that right hip. Take another couple breaths. Good. As you come up from there, look to maintain your balance, hands in front of your chest, right knee comes up, and then the right leg extends back into a warrior three. Inhale, and as you exhale, drop that foot down, releasing the hands down to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, long breath out. One more time. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step or walk your feet up to your hands. Finding that halfway lift, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Rising up to stand, last side stretch. Dropping the right hand down, reaching the left arm over. Inhale up to center. And exhale the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale, take the hands back down, touching your sternum with your thumbs. Take the breath up into your thumbs. And then release the hands down. Take the feet relatively close together. Come up towards your toes. Begin to bend your knees and sink your hips. We're coming into a squat on our toes. If your squat is up here, perfect. If your squat's a little bit lower, perfect. It doesn't matter where you land. If you're looking for a challenge to your balance, you could always close your eyes. Give yourself another couple breaths here. Allow your ankles to work, your feet to work a little bit. Good, and then support yourself all the way down to the floor. And as you come onto the floor, take the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop to the sides. You might choose to have your heels out in front of you, especially if you have some discomfort in the hips or the knees. You might choose to have them closer in towards you. If you have some props and this is feeling uncomfortable, you could stick them underneath your thighs here. Let's sit upright. So you're looking to create a lot of length in your spine, right? Holding onto the legs if that's useful to pull you up nice and tall, but mindful that the shoulders aren't lifting up next to the ears. Stay soft there. Stay soft in the neck. Notice if your chin has a tendency to fall forward out of habit, and just draw it gently back. Spine and neck are in one line. Let your eyes soften. Maybe your gaze turns towards your own feet. Simply sitting upright. Notice the breath as it comes in, fills the belly, the rib cage, the chest. Follow it as it goes out. One more breath here. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the eyes. Taking the knees and pushing them back in towards each other. Take your time to roll down onto your back and draw your knees up into your chest. Hugging the knees in for a moment. Take your head up towards your knees. Create some tension in your body as you squeeze up here. And then exhale, create the opposite shape. So your body is long, arms stretched behind you, legs out in front of you. Let your neck be soft. If you need to move the head side to side, go for it. Ensuring that you're not gripping through those muscles in your neck. Good. Circle the arms around and catch your right knee. So your right leg comes up, right knee to chest. Inhale here. Exhale to lift your right foot towards the ceiling. Pause there, holding the back of your right leg. Stretching out the hamstrings from this reclined position. One more breath. Let your leg begin to open out to the right. It doesn't need to go far. Keeping the left hip from riding up off the ground. Supporting the outside of your leg. And then drawing the leg right back up to center. Bend the knee. Take the knee with your left hand. Extend your right arm away from you and draw that knee across the body to come into a twist. Let your neck be free. So if you want to look to the left, look to the left. If you want to look up, or if you want to look to the right. Looking in whatever direction suits you, but not adding discomfort or strain in the muscles of your neck. Inhale to roll it back to center. Extend the right leg. Circle the arms behind you, full body stretch. And then circle the arms back around to catch your left knee or thigh. Hugging in for a moment and then stretching that foot up towards the ceiling. As if you're standing on the ceiling, so the sole of your foot is looking right up towards the ceiling. I'll have a couple of breaths here, stretching out the hamstrings. And then allow the leg to open out to the left. Support it with the hand on the outer leg. Doesn't matter how far it goes. Keep the right hip, the right buttocks from riding up off the ground. Stretching the inner thigh, groins. Inhale, take that back up, bend the knee. Take the knee with your right hand as you exhale. Come into that twist. Maybe the left arm extends away from you. Good. One more breath here in your twist. Rocking it back onto the back. Extend the left leg long, reach the arms behind you. Full body stretch. Inhale. Circle the arms around alongside your body as you exhale. Tune into how you feel right now. And if there's anything else you need to do before you can rest for a minute, feel free to take any other stretches, any other shapes. And then find a comfortable position to spend the last minute in, whether that's on your back as you are, or with the knees bent, or lying on your side. Coming into a position where you feel rested, where you don't have to do anything kind of muscularly to hold yourself there. Give yourself these last moments to really soak up and receive the space that you created with this practice. Treating this last shape as just as important as anything else that you've done in the last 45 minutes. Without the need to breathe in any specific way, you might just observe the quality of your breath. Notice any shift or change from start to finish in the way that you're breathing. And allow your awareness to move up and down your body like you did at the start. To notice any areas of physical tension, discomfort, soreness. Here as well, noticing any shift from start to finish. Remembering the counted breath that you began this session with. Taking the same number for your inhalation, but looking to extend your exhalation a little bit longer. So maybe 3 cycles of breath like that, counting to that same number that you had at the beginning as you inhale. And looking to extend the exhalation up to double the length of the inhale. But again, without it being hard or straining you at all. Good. Allowing the body to shift and wiggle around if you'd like. Maybe the knees bend and you roll to one side. And then eventually finding your way up to a seat. Give yourself a moment once you come back up to sitting to notice how you feel, to notice what you're bringing into your day as far as the way that you are right now. Creating a bit more length in your spine, lifting up through the top of your head. Let your chin drop down towards your chest. Kind of in a gesture of gratitude towards yourself, honoring yourself. Tell yourself thanks. And then lift your eyes back up when you're ready. Thank you all for joining.